If you want to do business with the United States of America, you've got to respect our workers, you've got to respect our taxpayers. And we'll spend a lot of time working with and listening to business owners so we can implement this thoughtfully and make it manageable for everybody.
That was President Obama moments ago signing a new executive order just one day after John Boehner and House Republicans voted to sue him for taking too many executive actions on wages, workers, and health care. The order is sort of an ask and ye shall receive moment on this show. Yesterday, I suggested that the president do something very similar and use his power to take on federal contractors with the worst labor violation records and to give their workers more rights. Prior to the signing, Speaker Boehner spoke in general of the president's executive actions as examples of his, quote, legacy of lawlessness. Jason Johnson is a professor of political science at Hiram College. He's also the politics editor at Source Magazine. Jason, thank you so much for being with us.
Glad to be here.
So I'm feeling drunk on my power here because yesterday I asked him to do something similar. He went ahead and did it. I'm pretty excited. And I have to say, on the substance of the executive order that the president signed today, it may sound like nothing. It's not nothing, though. In fact, 35 of the 100 largest labor violators in terms of the fines assessed were federal contractors. So why should our taxpayer dollars be going to bad actors in terms of their labor violations? So I think this makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant bill, and it's one of those things that when the public hears about it, we're all thinking, well, wait, this wasn't law already?
Exactly.
Well, about time.
Yes.
You know, the United States government has always been able to, or should always, set the standard for effective workplace policies as far as diversity, as far as discrimination, as far as health, as far as safety. So this is another example of the president actually doing his job, believe it or not, and taking care of a policy that I think long-term everyone in this country will benefit from.
So, Jason, just when I think I have the Republican House caucus maybe figured out a little bit, they throw another loop at me. And today, so after suing the president for too many executive actions and then saying they're going to vote on this immigration bill today and then polling the vote, the leadership of the House caucus, which Luke Russert just pointed out, is now saying they want the president to take action on his own. They say there are numerous steps the president can and should be taking right now without the need for congressional action. So in the very week when John Boehner and the Republicans voted to sue the president for too many executive actions, they are now saying you aren't doing enough executive actions.
This has always been the bizarro universe that the Republican Party has lived in. And in some ways it's John Boehner, in some ways it's him pandering to the Tea Party extremists. They can't decide if Barack Obama is a lazy, golf-playing, do-nothing president, or if he's this evil dictator who insists on forcing his laws down the throats of the American people. And so they do absolutely nothing. And the president is then required to actually do his job. And
right.
So, you know, the irony of this is that the more incompetent and ineffective the Republicans are, the more they create this super powerful presidency, because Obama actually wants to see something get done over the next 2 years that he's in office. And I think this is turning out to be a huge mistake on the part of the Republican Party, both this lawsuit, any discussions of impeachment, the failure to get this sort of law passed. It's just empowering Democrats heading into the midterms.
Yeah, it's been a huge fundraising boom for Dems, both the talk of lawsuits and also the talk of impeachment, $7.6 million overall since the House GOP announced the lawsuit. This doesn't seem to be doing much for the Republicans, but it is doing something for the Dems.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is, it's cowardly. I mean, let's be honest. If the president has actually done something bad enough to impeach him, then go after him. If we found out that he was directly telling Lois Lerner, hey, use the IRS to go after my enemies, okay, then fine, impeach him. But the idea that they keep dancing around this impeachment threat, but then want to do the half-stepping measure of a lawsuit demonstrates the absolute, vapid nature of the Republicans' real claims here. And this is a mistake. They should be trying to push through policy heading into the midterm, not empowering the President of the United States.
Yeah, well, as we saw today on immigration, unfortunately, they don't actually agree on much on policy. So going after the president is the only thing they all can seem to agree on. Thank you so much, Jason Johnson.
Thank you.
And now 3 things to know this Thursday.